Guess who wanna go back to school? The EFF wants to go back to school. Yeah, I'm talking about the parliament, obviously. You know, the only good thing about this bad disease, this virus, really, it's there are a whole lot of things that we've been missing to see, and there are just a whole lot of stuff that, you know what, we're just relaxing without them. The crash situation of MPs wrestling the mic, screaming, and with the Speaker of Parliament reprimanding them. So those are the things that one doesn't miss, you know. So now, after the EFF realizing that with this COVID-19 speeches that you see every second week, which is followed by the cabinet clusters, the ministers laying out the plans and from the direction of the president, they suck off all the oxygen of other political parties to be on television, thus making the ANC campaign. I mean, it's like they've been campaigning from last year, March. So definitely it's like the whole full year of the ANC, free advertisement on TV for advertising. And there are 60% constituency that votes for them, which is unemployed, rural electorate. They've also campaigned for them. They've given them their $350. We don't know when the local elections are coming because they were postponed. And as a result, a whole lot of people were complaining about the ANC when President Cyril Ramaphosa said that he doesn't have money. They can't continue with the $350. I guess somebody advised him and say, you know what? Just continue with the $350 to this constituency that's going to vote for us and put us into power. Guess what? We are extending the $350. Okay, so it continues. The $350 of which Panyaza Lisufi, famously when he was in Pretoria, I think it was at the park, speaking to unemployed folks and a couple of folks who are, to put it bluntly, some of them were hobos over there, and he said to them, you're getting your 350 rands and you can use it whichever way that you like, okay? In other words, if you are sniffing your glue or and so forth, hey, who cares about how you're using your $350? It's yours. The government has given it to you, okay? The government meaning us being taxed to the bones. So that's what's been happening. Now, on the other side, since COVID-19, the DEA strategy was to put a magnifying glass into each and every policy decisions and proclamations that the ANC government was making in this in terms of this natural disaster management act, and targeting them nicely, threatening to go to court. So as a result, they were having a bit of an oxygen as well. Whereas the EFF took a stance of saying, we are in solidarity with the African National Congress and we're going to support them with whatever that they're going to do in order to stem this COVID-19. And I remember when the president of the Economic Freedom Fighters was in the union building there speaking, talking about how they could nationalize the private hospitals and make sure that everybody's been taken care of, That was the little oxygen that he got. Fast forward, nothing about the EFF. The parliament is not functioning. There's no Pravin Gordhan now standing up in parliament to be accosted and making them having headlines. There's no payback the money kind of style of where the oxygen will be snatched by the EFF, the political strategies, and so forth. Okay, what's happening? Everything is virtual. And what the ANC is now doing is obviously something which is not legal. You know, they always get the law. So whenever the EFF starts speaking or demanding to be heard, they'll just get switched off online. And so it's not happening. Okay. And I remember the prominent two things, in fact, that made the EFF to be in the headlines. Number one was when this thing of staying at home not working. Remember, the EFF was saying everybody stay at home. Uh, Julius Malema and Dr. Ndlozi tweeting about how, you know, how they wish and how they fantasize that alcohol will be banned forever. And when we come back from COVID, then this is the new lifestyle, you know? And so what happened? Nothing was happening. And then the EFF leader capitalized on an opportunity of the Black Lives Matter movement. Remember, they were marching in solidarity with some individual in the United States whom there was a Black Lives movement which was marching surrounding or around his issue. They went to Pretoria. It was a plenty, thousands and thousands of the EFF, as you know. As much as the EFF leader said that people should just stay at home, we should do the social distancing, the washing of hands, you know, the usual. But there were like thousands and thousands of them over there. I guess the coronavirus is woke. When you're protesting your Black Lives Matter and so forth, the virus is like, yo, these people are a bit political and they're protesting for the right cause. You know, just leave them alone. And then when people are gathering, buying the alcohol and drinking their liquor and they're in the club, Corona be coming through, be like, these are drunkards, you know? Stella's favorites. Let's tackle them. Let's infect them. Let's be the super spreader now because they are not so-called justice warriors, right? And then what was the other? Oh, the other opportunity was of the clicks matter of the hair issue. Just when the EFF was not gathering some airtime, they went out, do their protest and in all these click stores outside, and then eventually had to have a meeting with them. And the matter then got sustained for a few days in the media, and then it subsided. What else? Oh yeah, and then it was a Free State matter where the farmers, the Afrikaner farmers, they were overturning some government motor vehicles, the police van, and so forth over there, protesting against farm matters, and where there was a person also who was charged of murdering a farmer. And then the EFF said, aha, look, the white privileged folks are overtaking cars. They are disrespecting a black-led government. And off they went. They toyed over there. And then it gave them some media capital to remain in the news cycle. And so here we are. That's just not enough, you know, with the political tactics of the EFF. So they eventually said, we demand that the parliament day-to-day work has to be done now. We are ready to do the social distancing and the washing of our hands and the usual of wearing the masks. Now they're ready, okay? At least they'll have an opportunity. But now, the biggest reason why they want to do that is because they want to campaign for the local election so that they could be voted again and so that they will be in power, okay? That's the motivation, because when you are a member of parliament, you can still be at home and get paid. You're not a corporate company where you have to look at the profits and making sure that your product moves so that the employees are sustained, the shareholders are satisfied, your product's being liked by the customers, and you move up and there's a competition. There's no competition over there. They can just gather around in parliament again and say, we're going to have a 15% increase of salary, and they're going to have it. Okay. So now the EFF wants to go to parliament because they have to make sure that, hey, they do government work. They have to go out there and campaign and be voted. Okay. As much as they fought hard to postpone the elections this year, it looks like that's not going to happen. And it's going to be interesting as to who's going to be voted for, with the entrance of OSA, One South African Movement by Musi Maimane, who's going to field independent politicians under the umbrella to vote for his political party or movement based on the ethics and the policies that he came out with. And then we also got Mashaba, One Action SA also, and with the issue around borderless republic and his capitalist stance of looking at the issue of employment and corruption and his business background. So we're going to see versus what most people were a little bit disgruntled, well, putting it mildly, with the EFF borderless issues. The EFF talks about the borders being open, being porous, and the levels in terms of lockdown. When the ANC were moving from 5 to 4 to 3, they were like, take them to 5, make sure that everybody get paid, get their minimum wages. It's like money growing on trees kind of policy. So, and with the DA talking about the policies and how they could do better. But the more I see the Western Cape Premier, the more I see a liberal, coward premier there in the Western Cape. And I'm quite sure that the people of Western Cape are not down with his stance. I saw him on a couple of interviews when it comes to liquor laws, and he's just fit. In fact, he could you can't distinguish him from the ANC as well, for those people who are living in Cape Town. So anyway, that's just my take. My name is Mamuji, and thanks for watching the Mamuji Show, and I'm out.